Hey guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another apartment renovation. Today I am building an apartment for a plant lover, a plant parent, and this is obviously inspired by the brand new Blooming Rooms kit. I had to immediately pop into game and play around with it, and so we're building an apartment today. This is actually really industrial as well. I used a lot of the industrial loft kit. I just thought that they paired really nicely together, so you'll see a lot of that kit in here as well. I didn't limit pack usage, but I think I strongly used those two and a bit of eco lifestyle as well. But I don't know how many packs I used in this. I noticed that I used a lot of those two kits in particular. But this is going to be the kitchen space in here using these base game countertops. I thought that they worked really nicely for this more industrial look that I was going for. I loved using the archway that came with the industrial loft kit leading into this room, and of course the windows as well. I'm able to change the windows in this particular apartment because there's a balcony. I get that question a lot when I build in this apartment. I picked one that had a balcony so your Sims could, do some gardening and stuff, and you're able to alter that wall and those windows, but only those. None of the other windows or walls can you move around on the exterior of these apartments, but I thought that this one would work the best for this particular idea, and you can place this down in 19 Culpepper House if you decide to download it. And if you'd like to, I will make sure to upload this to the gallery. You'll be able to find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and you could also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi. But here we are, adding lots of plants. I started just grabbing stuff from the kit and placing it down and being like, maybe we'll use this. I don't know where I want to put it. I wanted to use most of the items, if not all. There were a few that I didn't use, but I wanted to grab most of them and try and figure out the best way to fit them into the space. So the hanging plant is beautiful. I love the plant stand. We have these lights that have string of pearls hanging off of them. I also used some of these pipes from the industrial loft kit to fill up the space. I had trouble using the side tables. I think I used both of them in this apartment. I have one that ends up being in a hallway, and then the other one I think is in the bedroom space. But in the living room here, I have a ton of these beautiful plants that came with the kit, and a couple that didn't, I think. Actually, all the ones I'm seeing right now did. I know I have some throughout the apartment that didn't, but I think all the ones in the living room did. And then I decided to put a TV in the middle here, which I thought looked really nice. And I love these windows with the brick walls. I do change them a little bit later to be brown instead of white. And the reason I did that is because on the outside, all of the windows here are brown. So it looked really out of place for this apartment to have these bright white windows on the outside. And in the inside, they just kind of blended into the walls. So it didn't seem strange to have brown windows. So I was really happy with that decision in the end. You'll see that in a little while. This is a plant from Seasons. I like tucking that one into the wall. And I actually really like the tall plants that I have behind the couch near the kitchen space that is a light as well. It's so pretty. That was one that really surprised me because I didn't notice it in the screenshots we got before this kit came out. And so when I was looking at that, I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I actually do think I'm going to get a lot of use out of that one because it is a very particular item, but it's not too over the top, I don't think. So I think it'll fit into a lot of interiors. Anyway, I decided to have these really tall bookcases over here, and they're 2-story bookcases or medium wall height bookcases, so it worked really nicely to have some plants in there and some books and stuff. They just filled up the space, and I really enjoyed that because the apartments are so tall, it's sometimes really difficult to figure out how to fill up all of the space. Also, with that, this is a pretty spacious apartment, and I think this is the first time I've ever somehow only made it a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't know why. I just was focused so much on plants that I guess they took up most of the space. So you're a plant parent, so you didn't need a bedroom for any other kind of child. You have your children all around you, all of your little plants, and you're making more. I have some of those propagation stations around, so your Sims can create some additional plants and of course some planters as well. But over here is one of these new greenhouse shelving units that we got with the kit that I think is really pretty. I put it next to the fireplace. I also ended up using this high top table from the industrial loft kit over here as our dining spot. I thought that fit the space really nicely. And before this kit are only really nice hanging plants. We had some from Nifty Knitting that I liked, but this one has trailing leaves off of it, was from Paranormal. So I had to include that in here as well because it was definitely my favorite hanging plant, and it's been overtaken now, but it's still a really beautiful hanging plant. So I of course needed to use it. And I actually ended up using the plant cage outside as a decorative piece, but also inside as a bit of a room divider to make it feel like there was a little bit of separation between the living room and the dining space. But we're back in the kitchen now trying to figure out what plants I want to put in here, what decorations, how I wanted to lay it all out, figuring out the stove and what cabinets we wanted to put. I really love this little shelf that we're about to reposition under this cabinet that is like plants growing out of tea canisters. I thought that that was such a cute addition. Another item just like that lamp in the living room that I didn't realize we were getting and I was incredibly excited about. I really like that one. I don't know how many apartments or homes it's going to go in. It is a little bit specific, but I feel like I could fit it into most. I feel like I could get a lot of use out of that one. But here I am putting down my favorite plant from the kit, which is this tiny one. I'm going to be overusing that. I have another build coming out soon that I use that way too many times. And then I also have these little like glass pieces on the wall with more plants in them. I thought that that looked nice in the kitchen. Maybe you have some like cuttings you're trying to grow. And yeah, just getting some more clutter in here. We have our utensils by the stove. I hang some up above the stove as well. And we get like a little menu and stuff over here. I believe I got a trash can at the end of the counters. And yeah, that's in there. And I thought that this rug worked perfectly since it was, you know, plant themed. I also added this little curtain thing outside as well, and you can see all of the windows are now brown, and I also thought that there was too much space above this desk space that I had next to the bookcases, so I added some cabinetry up there to make it look a little bit more built in and intentional. So that is what that was, and then we're into the hallway that you enter into when you first enter the apartment. I wanted to make sure there was a place for umbrellas and coats. And I add a couple of decorations to this table. I'm not the biggest fan of these. I like this one better than the round one, but they're not my favorite. I would have preferred if they were just plants, not tables. Just me personally. I do like the items we got in this, even some of the bigger ones like the plant cage and like the wall or the room separator, room divider. That's the word I was looking for. But there are some items that I'm like, you could have been another plant, and that's that shelf that's very put together, like a bunch of different shapes that I did not use in this apartment, and also that one that we just saw. So yeah, also this side table. It's cute and it works in this room, but I could have lived without it. I would have preferred another plant, but the hanging plant in here, can we just take a moment to look at how beautiful that is? I love that so much. It has a ton of gorgeous swatches. I used a few different ones throughout the apartment and I just love it. It's definitely my favorite plant in the game now. That quickly happened. And I also added these wall plants from Eco Lifestyle. Or no, they're not from Eco Lifestyle, are they? They're from Dream Home Decorator. I'm getting my packs confused. And this little picture that is from Cottage Living, I thought it would be cute to put that next to the bed. Maybe that could be like your picture that you're watering your plants with. I really liked that. And there's a vanity over here as well. I just have like a couple of like creams and stuff on that and more of these plants on the walls. And then I ended up adding a little like closet thing over here, but we also have a walk-in closet. So it's a little bit redundant, but I just thought it looked nice in that space. But this is going to be the walk-in closet space. I wasn't sure what this was going to be at first, but I end up doing that and hanging up lots of clothes and shoes, and it just filled in the space nicely. And it's not something I do very often. Like I had mentioned, I often will do more than one bedroom in this apartment. So having only one bedroom, I was like, you know what? We could have a walk-in closet. That would be really cool. So I'm just filling that up with all sorts of clutter. And we end up getting a very tall mirror in here as well. The one from Jungle Adventure, which has still yet to be beat as the best mirror in the game. So I should be grabbing that shortly after we get some dressers in here. And that's pretty much it for that walk-in closet. I just changed the flooring back to this beautiful wood flooring that we have through the rest of the apartment. And then I wanted to replicate that pattern that we had in the flooring into the bathroom and also onto the porch out back. So I used these bricks in here, and we also get some tile as well in the shower space. I kind of made an open shower unit using the university like wall mounted shower and this panel from the Myshuno pack, and of course getting some plants in here. Need to do that, have that little plant and our toothbrushes up on the sink. And a toilet over here as well. I thought this was a good spot for the bathroom because that's where the pipes are, because this is a needs TLC apartment, unfortunately. But it does have a balcony, so I definitely wanted to use it for this particular idea for an apartment. But there is the tile that I put into the shower space, and then we're moving on to the exterior where we can decorate this balcony, which I made a little bit bigger than it normally is. It like ducks in a little bit, as you can see there. because I wanted to make sure there was plenty of space out here for your Sims to enjoy. So I have the plant cage because it's beautiful. And then I use the sectional sofa out here for some lounging. We have lots of decorative plants behind it. I switched a couple of them out. You'll see them change, but I liked the ones from Snowy Escape, the one from Batsu, and then this one I got rid of in the end, and we put one from University instead, which I think worked out nicely. So that is our collection of plants back there, and I think there's a couple more out front, and of course all of those planters that you're able to plant things on. Oh, I added a laundry line, but I don't think I added any other laundry things in this apartment. So that's something I will try to remember to add, but if not, that should be an easy fix if you download this apartment. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.